back to another video on the F1 Journal and to the Tuscan GP race review, where Lewis Hamilton won an epic amid big crashes and multiple red flags. There were 3 race starts, 2 red flags, 8 retirements. Chaos enough for you, but still only one winner. Lewis Hamilton taking his 90th F1 victory from Valtteri Bottas and Alex Albon, who managed to get third after a late overtake on Daniel Ricciardo following Max Verstappen's first lap crash. Hamilton edged closer to Michael Schumacher's records after winning a chaotic Tuscan Grand Prix, which included 2 red flags, 2 big multi-car crashes, and incredible drama throughout as Formula 1 2020 served up a thriller at Mugello. A week on from an incident-packed, unpredictable afternoon at Monza, the second Italian race did not disappoint either, but crucially this time Hamilton avoided the bedlam and saw off Mercedes teammate Valtteri Bottas for the win. That was definitely one of the craziest races I've had, admitted the world champion. 12 drivers finished, and there were 3 race starts in all, with Max Verstappen and Italian Grand Prix winner Pierre Gasly crashing out on the first lap around the epic Mugello circuit, while a scary pile-up following the post-safety car restart led to 4 more retirements and the first red flag. Lance Stroll's high-speed shunt caused another unexpected red flag, but Lewis Hamilton kept his nerve and now leads the World Championship by 55 points, just 1 win short of Michael Schumacher's all-time record of 91. Alex Albon claimed a popular first F1 podium for Red Bull in third, overtaking a frustrated Daniel Ricciardo late on. It was a bit of a day, said an exhausted Hamilton, who passed Bottas on the first race start, but overtook, then held off the Finn at the next 2. It was like 3 races in one day. It was incredibly tough. A downbeat Bottas said it had to turn out well for him at some point. Sergio Perez, Lando Norris, Danny Kvyat and Kimi Raikkonen made up their respective teammate exits with solid points, while Ferrari were the only team other than Mercedes to score a double points finish, minor solace for the underperforming team at their 1000th race. Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel were caught up in the first lap drama. However, under pressure from a charging George Russell in the closing stages, the Williams youngster couldn't quite get by them. Not been a red flag in F1 for 3 years, but now the sport has had back-to-back Sundays with red flags, and today had multiple. The mayhem started on lap 1 when Bottas, on form all weekend, comfortably surged ahead of pole sitter Hamilton, while the championship leader was also under instant pressure from Verstappen, but Verstappen's strong start turned into misery, with the Red Bull driver quickly dropping back thanks to an engine glitch which mechanics identified before the race. Verstappen, who was likely a major rival to Mercedes, dropped back into midfield, ultimately leading to carnage, which shoved the AlphaTauri off the track, and then the Alfa Romeo into the back of Verstappen, who joined Gasly in the trackside gravel. "I would have retired anyway," said Verstappen, while Gasly added too many cars in one place. There was also contact between Carlos Sainz and Stroll, which Vettel ran into. Although a first lap safety car gave those drivers a chance to pit for repairs and new tyres, the safety car stayed up for 7 more laps, but moments after the race restart there was a huge start-finish line crash, which Driver Lee thankfully walked away from unscathed after a first red flag due to damaged cars. Bottas, leading the train of cars, was distracting in the place in front, weaving on the track before putting his own foot down to restart the race, but his speed, or seemingly lack of it, tricked some drivers behind who were keen to get a good run on the start-finish straight, thinking it was at a full pace. The stop-and-start manner of the restart saw Giovinazzi slam into the back of Magnussen, while Sainz crashed into the Alfa. Part of the car appeared to unbelievably clip Sainz's hand on the steering wheel. There were effectively 2 starts going on, and the second start met up with the first one before they accelerated, said Martin Brundle. "That was stupid from whoever was at the front," said Grosjean. "Do they want to kill us or something? That's the worst thing I've ever seen." But Brundle said Bottas was entitled to keep the pace, while Paul di Resta said it was generally Ocon, Kvyat and Russell who were all trying to get a run. The red flag saw all the drivers return to the garages, while also, as we saw at Monza, allowing a free tyre choice. Bottas would have been happiest out front, but ultimately lost out to Hamilton in turn 1 and never recovered. There was another red flag on lap 45 after Stroll suffered a puncture around the high-speed Arrabbiata corner, with his Racing Point slamming into the barriers. Second red flag resulted in what Jenson Button described as a sprint race, with a race start followed by 14 ferocious laps as driver fitted fresher tyres on low fuel. Bottas, who had slipped to 7 seconds behind Hamilton before the race, therefore had a great opportunity when the lights went out. But Bottas lost a place rather than gained one, with Ricciardo up to second, while Albon passed by Perez, then overtook the Racing Point once again. Bottas did well to get past Ricciardo, but lost crucial ground to Hamilton, who eventually won by 4.8 seconds with the fastest lap on the penultimate loop, giving him another point. The fight was closer for third, although Albon superbly got himself ahead of Ricciardo, desperate for a first podium with Renault. "I can breathe, it feels nice to be here," said Albon. Before we go, let me just run you through the race. Lewis Hamilton ahead of Bottas, even through all the madness. These two couldn't be separated. Bottas will be disappointed to lose out once again. Albon, great result for him to finally get a podium. Ricciardo will be gutted not to miss out on the podium, but it just shows how far they've come. Perez and Norris, I think they'll be fairly happy, as will Kvyat. Leclerc, Raikkonen and Vettel, I don't think they would have expected points. Russell, so close yet so far. Oh, I feel so sorry for him. And then Grosjean just really didn't have any pace today, even when there were only 12 runners. And then, of course, you got all the retirements who were all caught up in a massive crash, except for Ocon with a brake problem. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about the Tuscan Grand Prix in the comments down below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily F1 news, and subscribe to my other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.